It should be going.
Okay. My name is Velda Penny. Good morning. And today I want to talk about that beautiful song. It's was done in 1969. It was done by the Fifth Dimension. I was going to talk through that, but I know I'm not loud enough to. But anyway, I always thought that song was so beautiful. When I was a teenager, I thought, oh wow, that's my song. That's mine, because I could identify with it. But anyway, the words in that is, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. Now that, back in 1969, would have been something that would have been really progressive, I guess the word would be, advanced, because we didn't know back then. Some people may have known, so I can't say not everybody knew, but basically we didn't know about the coming of the Age of Aquarius in real. You know, I didn't anyway. And to know that we were in the Age of Pisces was news to me. And so when I learned that we're in the Age of Aquarius now, you know, and I thought, wow, that goes along with my song. So anyway, then the song goes on after it says, this is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius, the Age of Aquarius, and then it goes on, it says that a few times. And it says, harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding, no more falsehood or diversions, golden lives dreaming of visions, mystic crystals, revelations, and the mind's true liberations. And then it goes into back to the chorus, Aquarius, Aquarius. And then it ends up, when the moon is in the 7th sun, or 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. And it's so how things are turning out to be, I believe. There are a lot of changes between Pisces and Aquarius. And it isn't an abrupt boom, Pisces, boom, Aquarius. It's been a gradual thing. In fact, we started going into the Age of Aquarius a couple of years ago, not this year, although officially we are into the Age of Aquarius. We've been feeling that transition. It's a transition that goes from Pisces, which is a more controlling type sign, where we're expecting guidance. We were in the age where they had kings and presidents and leadership. We're going to be kind of phasing out to being more, our leadership is going to come from our hearts. We're going to start feeling and having intuition and trusting that more within ourselves to be able to go on. And in that, as we become less mental and more intuitive in believing in our hearts, we're going to be more open to be able to be more loving and more secure within ourselves with that lovingness, and being able to spread that to the person next to us, and to that person next to them, and that person next to them. And it's gonna take time to do that. And in that, so far, we're seeing the struggles. We're seeing like war. We're seeing more violence on the streets. We're seeing a lot of people getting more upset right now because they're not really sure where they're gonna go or what to do, or why they're feeling like they are. You know, so those changes are here, and we're going to go through that. How long will that take? I think that's kind of depends on the overall whole of all of us, how we take it, how we absorb it, how we develop in our own self love and guidance, and being able to trust ourselves, and being able to learn to trust our intuition to get to that spot where we're being able to be more expressive about our kindness and our loving thoughts and our sharing with those around us. Right now, I believe that we have a group right here that's very loving and open, and I think us being able to express that has been really helpful to each one of us with each other. I feel very calm and secure, and feel that I can easily express myself of what I think and feel, and not have that criticism or judgment about it. You know, I feel that acceptance to that. And in that, we're loving each other. And we're finding that kindness with each other. And in that, that's where we need to blossom. We need to learn to glow with that. Not just grow, but glow with that. So that we're attracting those people around us that need our help, that want that nurturing, that guidance in a sense, so that they can find that inner peace within themselves to help those within their realms. You know, get that sense of being able to find their intuition in order to go further within their lives into the Aquarius age. Now, when I was going to do this talk, I was going to center around the song, and in that I was listening to on the YouTube, all the different speakers, and all of them, like Carl Jung, Maylee P. Hall, Mark Plank. There was just Christina Lopez. There's just a string of people that are really trying hard to spread this news about where we are with the Age of Aquarius. And each one of them has their own kind of view and perspective of it, but it all comes down to finding the heart, finding within yourself that peacefulness within you that you can handle and share with those around you. And they have, each one of them had a different way of approach. Some of them used the astrology or an astronomy, and some of them used science and mathematics to demonstrate and show. In science, I didn't think about science or math. Now, how's that gonna help me with my heart, you know? But it does. It all lines up. It all lines up in that circular motion where we find that within ourselves. And as you're going along, like, for example, if we're going in a circle, as we're traveling on that circle, like if maybe a circle of knowledge, maybe at this point we might take a pause because, gee, that makes sense to me. I think maybe I might need to know a little bit more about that. But as you go, you're going to meet other people that are on different parts of that circle that meet or sometimes kind of disagree. But in that, even if there's a disagreement, there's a learning process in that. There's like, here's an example, is Aquarius people and Leo people, they're exactly opposite from each other. A Leo person can maybe be a little bit bossy or tend to want to tell somebody what to do. And the Aquarian is kind of like, oh, kind of la-di-da, okay, yeah, you know. But if the Aquarian learns to listen to what the Leo has to say, there's an absorption in there. And the Leo, when they observe how an Aquarius may be not taking things so critical, you know, harshly, they might be able to soften up some. So we work, even those extreme opposites in one way, they're working together to be able to get that medium that we're going to be finding. That's the whole of us finding, all of us finding our intuitions and our bringing our mind more to our hearts and spreading that out. I just keep thinking about the circles now, which wasn't part of my talk, but anyway, in believing that we have a system coming in, that we're maybe even rolling into this system, and trusting that and believing that, we will all be able to find ourselves being vibrant and caring and important in some senses in the age of Aquarius. We will be able to be comfortable in that, and we'll be able to open up our hearts more and absorb all of those things that we think we can't today, or those things where we say, oh, I can't do that, oh, I don't know how to do that, or oh no, I would never be able to do that. Those things may kind of dwindle out some. You'll be able to think, well, maybe I should try that. Oh wow, that was pretty good. Oh, that was kind of fun. I think I'll try that again. Or maybe I could become good at that. You know, start getting the positive and building on the positive parts of it, of the things that you can master or at least experience. I know I can do quite a few things now because I've experienced them. I'm not really a master at anything, but I am experienced in many things, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot, and I hope that that's where we're kind of going to, is exploring and having adventures and enjoying those things. Well, let's see. I get off on a tangent sometimes. Yeah, let's see what Velda Penny was looking at. Oh, one of these speakers was talking about we have been in the 3D consciousness, and I thought that was interesting. We're attached more to material things, you know. We need to have a car, and we need to have a couch and chair. We need to have a stove, you know. We feel we have to have those things in order to be, you know, where we're at now. And she was saying that those things, yeah, are helpful tools and elements, but do you really, really need to have it? Could you survive or exist if you didn't have those? And she said, we're going into the fifth dimension, the other one is the third dimension, we're going into the fifth dimensions of consciousness. And that's where the alignment of the planets come in. Now, a couple of years ago, the planets were starting to line up, and in the summer sky in particular, you could see Saturn and Jupiter and Mars and Venus. You could actually see 4 planets at the same time. And that was kind of a historical event. And you could see them lined up in the sky over this way, you know. And that's kind of part of this comes back to this song of the fifth dimension saying, when the stars are in the seventh house. Now I'm not sure how the houses all fit together because I'm not knowledgeable in that area, but it fits with what this gal was saying about the dimensions. And I thought, wow, that's really pretty interesting. And anyway, the younger generation also is part of this. We have a tendency to think that we have to be the teachers of the young people. And there's an element of truth to that. However, the young people are coming in here with a lot of this that we are learning to be like. They are going to be more our teachers than we will be their teachers, because they're coming in here more aligned with being in the Age of Aquarius. And I found that very, very interesting, because I've kind of been experiencing that, especially like with my grandchildren. I'm assuming, okay, I'm the grandma, so when they get a certain age, I'm going to be teaching them this, and I'm going to show them that, and I'm going to be telling them my experiences so that they will know either to do or not to do whatever it was I did, you know. And they're teaching me things. I go, oh, I know, Katsa, I know, and then they add on to it. They've got more knowledge in their brains and hearts and feelings than I ever did at their age time. So we've got that next generation coming up that's going to be assisting and helping us through the going into the Age of Aquarius. And I find that very fascinating. Well, let me see if I messed up on not finding things for you. I found a lot of things that were really interesting, that were really fascinating. Oh, like finding our personal sovereignty, which is how I already kind of said that about finding our own self, and being able to make our own decisions instead of waiting for somebody to tell us it's okay to do this or do that. And I think we're going to be using more our intuition with that, because we've already got a mechanism built in us to know what's right and wrong. If something is not right, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't have that. It's got kind of a grrr to it, like, I shouldn't do that. But when something feels right, you go, oh yeah, you get kind of excited about it. You're ready to go for it. You're ready to try it, you know. And even if you're kind of not sure what's going to happen, you get that kind of, oh, this could be an adventure, and you can get excited about it. And that becomes part of your own personal sovereignty, to be able to get into that state where you're making your own choices and your own decisions about when or where you can go. And even though we still have a president, and they may become more of a representative of the people, like how I always felt it should have been. When we elect someone to represent us, whether they're a red one or a blue one, by the time they get to where they're going to be working for us, they shouldn't be red or blue anymore. They should be purple. They should be purple and working for us, and we should be telling them what our needs and our wants are, you know. And that's my personal view on. So that personal sovereignty is going to become something that's going to be really important for us. You know, no more kind of like looking on the outside of yourself. You're going to be looking more on the inside of yourself, and learning to trust your intuitions. You know, and they're also calling it the age of the heart. where you're changing from the mind thinking so strongly and making step 1, step 2, and step 3. You're going to be feeling what you should be doing, and trusting that more than, oh, I better chicka, you know. So that is going to be changing as you go into the Age of Aquarius. Now, me being an older person, I might find it harder for me to actually be like that, to be honest, because I'm still at that point where kind of an insecurity where I'm saying, well, what do you think I should do? Or I would kind of like to do this, but what's your opinion about that? You know, I'm still kind of right there. So even though I'm an Aquarian, I'm still kind of like a Pisces, in the Pisces mode still. So I'm hoping I can, before I pass on, that I can migrate more into the Aquarian age and enjoy it. But I think, being realistic, I might not get totally there, but I might be somebody that can kind of share on the edges, I guess you'd say, through the transition part, saying, oh yes, this is the Pisces part of me, but this is where you're going on the Aquarius side. So, and then, so we're kind of like going to be feeling our way through this into the Aquarius age. You're going to feel those nudges that are going to be kind of helping you go along too, in learning how to predict or be open to that is what we're going to be learning to do. You know, our younger generation, they're going to already be there, but we're in our age group, we're going to be having to learn to get there and be patient. We got to be patient with ourselves, because we're not going to know it tomorrow. We're not going to know it next month. We're not going to know it all even this time of next year. But we're going to be doing experiences and going on adventures in our learning process to get there. So. Okay, I would like to be able to have Nathan play that song again, and I would like you to kind of think about these words. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. And this is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Does anybody have any questions, remarks, or comments?
That was beautiful.